It's hard to square up. Everybody got come, mama cries, dead sons. Lord, please bless them. Back to the party. I'm just pouring my. Don't get faced up before, so I live it up. When a come, better get them up. That's a floss track, better get them up. I'm a keep eating, it's a dinner rush. I'll let you finish up. Block of diamonds, I can promise I'm being honest. This being modest. I am your highness, I am the finest. You rappers, plus you a liar. Don't idolize and I don't admire. Been doing me for like ever. I'm a better me, more clever. It's a new way. Let's take a ride, put your for the ones that die. It's vows tonight, just you and I get lost tonight, then lose your mind. Squad, I'm it. 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 Squad.
Picture me putting my city all over the map. They wasn't believers, I had to get even in mad. We coming up, pulling up, jumping all over your grass. Fresh to death. I've been Wu-Tang with a spectral deck. Yeah, I got that. I gotta just get off my chest. I cannot miss. I got last on my list and you next. Take it how you want it. I ain't famous like I want it, but I think I might just skirt off. Blow the speakers and turn off. Pop up. Go to church with my shirt off. Tell the Lord that I'm here now. I've been waiting for so long. I've been patient for so long. Breaking rules like there's no laws, and I did it for a long time. If you don't like me, take a ticket. There's a long line. Nice to meet me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Flacco's Ravens going up against Patrick Mahomes' Texans.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And the Houston Texans. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the forward down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg, eluding the pressure right. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
fake here on first down. Being chased out left. And that's caught inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. A nice little juke. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only the controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. And it's second down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So a good spin move, but not a whole lot to show after as he's taken down. Now the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh sent on the field goal unit. And his kick is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So the opening drive for him here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now a carry here for Terrence West. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. Flacco from the gun. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And now Flacco, you see him there. They can ill afford to lose him, but he's slow to get out. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
Off the toss, Cohen. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
And back at the 8 now, 3rd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The drive begins with a handoff to West. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Fresh set of downs here. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. 1st and 15 here behind the chains. From the gun, Webster. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. To throw on second down. Webster, throw left side, complete to Sharp. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? They'll step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
On 3rd down, that's West. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, and they've got it here with a first down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. On 1st and 10, Webster looking deep downfield, and that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
Back to throw. Webster. Got a man right side. It's Sharp. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. Now West. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Webster flushed out right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Webster flush to his right. He may try and run for this. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. They had a long way to go. They started that drive at their own 3, and they scored 3 from it.
What an excellent job by an offense that could have very easily just said, okay, let's just take a few plays safe, punt the ball away, and play some defense. Instead, they found a way to attack and put themselves in position to put points on the board.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And here comes the Texans now. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there. Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question. Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
They run. This is Cohen. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. 2nd down following the run. They'll run it here. This is TitanThePhukUp, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. From midfield, here's Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. He's got Fuller. 23 yards on the play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st. Here's Foreman, and he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. come back and get him the next time.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Here we go now. Blue, landed. Blue. No. Check. Patriot.
In motion is Fedorowicz. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are in for 6. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
So the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. From the gun, Webster. Right side catch, Gilmore. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. To throw on second down, Webster. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Looking to throw. Webster. He hits West underneath. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. Operating from the gun, Webster. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Going deep for Hopkins. And that is incomplete. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Looking to throw on second down. Webster. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Zach Cunningham from that outside linebacker spot. He's able to get in there for a loss of 9. Throwing on 3rd and long. Webster. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Pushing his way through. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Give him 30 yards there.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
A carry for Foreman, and not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Mahomes to throw on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Fuller brings it in over the middle. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Flushed out right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. It's a foot race. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Here's West. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Back to throw. Webster. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And the Ravens taking the field. So the D-line's going to spread out. Throwing after the interception. Webster looking middle, and it's incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there, and that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Credit the secondary, credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Fielded just inside the 30. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on.
And that's caught inside the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They run again with Foreman. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a 1st down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, past the sticks, 1st down. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. To throw on 2nd down. Webster looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bradley. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage. I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Let's go. Green, 39.
They'll run for it with West.
Whoosh.
And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. On 1st down, Webster. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Webster. He's going to look deep down the field. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Webster under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Whitney Merciless in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going for the deep ball. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 23. And nothing but daylight ahead. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Throwing after the interception. Webster caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. Caught left side, Gilmore. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Throwing on first down. Webster. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. On 1st and 10, Webster. Complete to Gilmore over the middle. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. Looking to throw. Webster.
And there's another completion to the top.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Jeff Swaim, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
That good for 22 and a first down. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They go play action here on first down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Kamale Correa in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Watch him now, Barney. All right, here we go.
On second down, here's Mahomes. Incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On third and long, it's Mahomes. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. The Texans send the punter out. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Andre Howe. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages.
Now let's go. Green, Detroit. All right, now look at 56.
Again, it's Foreman. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth-quarter stop? And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw on second down. Webster. And Kelvin Benjamin's got it. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. And a stoppage here. A timeout before this third down play takes place. As the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. The Ravens on third down. Lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Webster. He's going to let it fly. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. On first down, Webster. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Bernardrick McKinney in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Texans, hey, they finish a perfect month of September.